I hated seeing my face in the mirror. By Vanessa Barford, BBC News, 18 November 2010. Like many 26-year-olds, Jono Lancaster has a job he loves, a beautiful girlfriend, and takes pride in his appearance. But unlike most young men, Jono has Treacher-Collins syndrome, a genetic disorder that affected the way his facial bones developed while he was in his mother's womb. It has resulted in several operations, numerous hospital visits, and his parents giving him up for adoption 36 hours after he was born. But although Jono is now happy with how he looks, he says he struggled with depression during his teenage years. I was desperate to have friends. I'd do anything. I had no confidence. I'd buy lots of sweets and give them to the other kids so that they'd like me. I used to hide how unhappy I was from my mom. She had already done so much for me. But I didn't like to go out unless I had to. I'd do things like cut my own hair so I didn't have to look at myself in a mirror. He says a pivotal moment came when his friend became the manager of a bar and offered him a job. I'd be dripping with sweat before every shift. I was so nervous and scared about people's reactions. Drunk people can be so horrible, so obvious. It wasn't easy, but at the same time, I met so many nice people who were genuinely interested in me and my face. Then one day, I went into a Fitness First gym and met my boss, Sean. We had a chat. I gave him a workout, and we really hit it off. Jono says being thrown in at the deep end boosted his confidence levels. Which worked out better than he imagined, because it was at the gym that he met his long-term girlfriend, 20-year-old Laura Richardson. She says when she first met me, she noticed my face, but now she no longer sees it. It was the first time I was able to be completely myself with a girl. But last year, Jono faced his toughest test yet. He decided to try and track down his biological parents. It was something I'd always wanted to do. As a teenager, I'd been angry and upset and wanted to meet them for the wrong reason, to ask them why they'd abandoned me. But as I matured, I realized they obviously felt they couldn't cope. Jono says he was heartbroken when he was rejected all over again. It was awful, awful. I cried and cried, but I have come to terms with it. It must have been one of the hardest decisions they ever had to make. Jono, who now works as a team leader with adults with autism, says he's a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, but wants people to be more aware of what Treacher-Collins is and how to deal with it. What really frustrates me and upsets me is when a child in a supermarket stares and his or her mother tells them off. I wish they could come and talk to me so that I could tell them about it, so that it seems more normal. He says he also wants to help families in similar situations to him. If someone had said, "This is me, my wife, my job," to me when I was younger, it would have helped massively. But Jono says he would not change the fact he was born with Treacher-Collins syndrome. Doctors always asked if I wanted corrective surgery, to get my cheekbones built up, my teeth straightened, or my jaw broken and realigned. But despite how depressed I got, I thought, God made me like this. I'm glad I didn't choose anything. I'm proud of who I am. And Treacher-Collins made me who I am today.